When you look at the growth, it's pretty crazy to suddenly see double-digit dollar values. We'll definitely manage that, I'm pretty sure about it. If you had bought Ethereum at $4, Solana at $10, which wasn't that long ago, Bitcoin is just crawling over the K mark again. Wow. And it pulls a rose winner with it. SUI with almost 30% price growth, a big pump. Now the question is, should you possibly invest? Is it all just hype, or are there fundamental information suggest another pump is lurking, or maybe even a correction? We're going to take a look at it together today. Also, Advent Calendar raffle, a new door that we're opening, so we have a lot ahead of us. On our channel, you'll find exciting new projects, news about the current market situation, and a fact-based analysis of scams. If you're interested in these topics, feel free to leave a free subscription. And if you want to protect yourself as much as possible, we've put together a free 8-point checklist for you. To find out how to get it, check the description, because these are some really crazy news about Bitcoin. Especially now it's holding up quite solidly above the K mark. Let's take a look at all the general news. So basically everything's green, wow. Also XRP, there will be an update tomorrow. Let's take a look at what's happening there. However, what's really impressive here is the current status, 29, so almost 30% price growth. And now let's take a closer look at what's behind that. Even if we take a look at the Fear and Greed Index now, yeah, it's pretty clear that it's definitely jumped more into greed. So we're already in a pretty heated, overcooked area at 380. Yeah, I definitely think there's still room for growth. But you can really feel that greed is picking up speed again. If we now take a look at the liquidation heat map within the last 48 hours, well, there's definitely a good amount of liquidity that has built up down here. Now, let's move a bit into the modern era. Also, in the last 24 hours below the 100K mark, there's already quite a bit of capital that might want to be picked up. Now, within the last 12 hours, yeah, okay, so we still have something lying around here, but generally speaking, below the K mark, as little as I want to say, there's already a lot of wood lying around that might want to be picked up. We haven't had the list in for a while, so I just want to show it to you again. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the inflows are starting to decrease a bit, at least when you look at the trend. 5. Still 766 million. Yesterday we were at 223 million. Let's wait and see what happens today or tomorrow, of course. However, the trend is definitely more on the decline when you take a quick look at the general interest. You can really tell that retailers are slowly starting to flow into the market and have also become aware of Bitcoin. This is, of course, very advantageous regarding the altcoin season. And if you look here, yeah, there's already a significant spike. However, you can also foster hope that there might be a bit more to come. We're already at the level we had during the last bull run. And here's the last graphic on the general values. So we can see here that the altcoins are also picking up again, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, there are also forecasts out there that this bull run will play out completely differently, but effectively you can tell that the altcoins are gaining traction. I've noticed it in my own portfolio as well, so happy profits to everyone who managed to ride out this correction phase well. I've also spread out a few positions myself, and they should definitely be quite a bit in the plus now, some even significantly. So let's get right into the topic around SUI, and for that, let's pull up CoinMarketCap and take a closer look. By the way, just a quick note for everyone about the Pionex grid bot. We've been testing it ourselves for a few weeks now. We have a new promotion that I want to show you here. But I'll come back to that later in the course of the video. So first off, let's focus on SUI. And if we scroll down a bit, yeah, it's looking good. We're at 16th place. Funny enough, the last time we reported on SUI, feel free to click here, we were at 14th place, I believe, but the market cap was significantly lower, talking about around 9 billion or so. I want to show this here again. Yeah, exactly. 14th place with a total of 9 billion. The price also looked a bit different, so maybe some of you took the video as an opportunity to invest. But at this point, as I said, we're not going over the basics from that video today. Instead, we're really going to look at the news. And if we take a quick look at that, yeah, okay, the 1,000 looks really impressive even when you check it out here. So anyone who got in down here, in quotes, has definitely been able to take some serious profits. But let's not forget, we're already talking about a market cap of 14 billion. So it definitely takes a bit of capital to even push this price up. I'm going to talk about the individual parameters in just a moment. Just a quick note here, but it's definitely an important topic. We have an absolutely diluted market cap, so please don't forget that. We currently have a circulating supply of 2 billion, but there are a total of 10 billion, which means if all the tokens on the market, we would be at this market cap. So please don't forget that. Now let's take a quick look at the basics and also the news surrounding SUI. And just to quickly touch on the origin, the developer team in the background was involved in Meta's stablecoin project, which ultimately failed in February 2022. There were many regulatory hurdles, etc. I recently checked out an interview about that, and as a result, this project ended up failing. What a surprise. M is large. The governments want their CBDCs. They're not too keen on stablecoins. And then you have cases when my government tells you, Meta, you have influence and we don't want that. A split occurred. Part of this team that was dissolved from Meta, or back then still Facebook, went to Aptos, which also saw a significant rise, and to SUI, where SUI is now the winner. We must wait and see. In any case, there was a split part of this team, which was then disbanded by Meta, or at the time Facebook, then went to Aptos, who by the way also made a decent shot at the top, to SUI, although in my opinion SUI is the bigger winner right now. And now we just have to wait and see. So I pulled out some of the current news, and by the way, here's a tip for you. Feel free to follow us on X, we always share the latest news there. However, when it comes to crypto, X is definitely an interesting place to check out for the latest news. And you can also take a look at what a project is doing, how the whole channel is set up, and what's really happening there. SUI, so everyone always talks about the Ethereum killer. Why? Because it's all about fast transactions. If you listen to the SUI team, their first step was to compete with Ethereum. They might have succeeded, as Ethereum's current bull run shows potential, but more on that later. SUI is performing better technically. However, Ethereum remains indispensable as a major blockchain with many projects adding to its value. Well, they might have actually managed that, because if you look at what's happening with Ethereum right now during this bull run, but I'll get to that in a moment, it could get interesting. We have to say that SUI is definitely performing better, technically at least. Ethereum is definitely indispensable because it's a major blockchain with a ton of projects running on it, which makes it all the more valuable. Definitely. If we look further down here, we can see that it's pinned right here, and this wasn't long ago. Backpack is now integrated SUI. Now I've taken a look at what Backpack is, so we're talking about an all-in-one crypto app. Pretty sure it's a wallet, possibly with some kind of payment integration or something like that. I haven't looked into it in detail yet, so feel free to write in the comments if you use Backpack or if you know about it. More integrations mean more users access SUI, like Render and Solana, increasing awareness and driving prices. Token launches enhance blockchain appeal. If you can access SUI or what you see here, like Render, Solana, and so on, that's definitely a pretty cool signal, because it means more users are becoming aware. You shouldn't forget that at these points, and then you can't be surprised when the prices shoot up accordingly. But it goes further. You see, aha, there was a token launch, and that's what makes a blockchain so attractive. The more projects running on it that have the right attention, the more valuable the underlying blockchain becomes. But it also goes further. You see, aha, there was a token launch, and that's what makes a blockchain so attractive. So the more projects that run on it and have the right attention, more valuable the underlying blockchain becomes. So we saw it with Solana and the meme coins, for example. I've seen it, and so feel free to click through it. But for me, this thing really has a clean image. SUI is listed on Binance, which is nice. Now, a note on the price forecast. Remember, these are forecasts, just guesses. And now just a quick note on the price forecast. How do we arrive at these crazy values that might still be in the X numbers for SUI? So we must not forget at this point that these are forecasts. They remain forecasts, which means that everything you see here is pure speculation. where you take an average value and look and see what could possibly be in there. On the other hand, you shouldn't forget SUI also in comparison, for example. When it comes to Solana, we have a completely different market cap. And by the way, not all coins are on the market yet. So just to throw that in there, you shouldn't forget that if Solana were to be caught up, well, then we're talking about some serious values. And apparently, the attractiveness of SUI is definitely there, which could lead some project owners or even meme coin creators to say, hey, I'm not going with Solana anymore, maybe I'll go with SUI instead. If SUI really manages to do that, it could become a significant competitor, and that's pretty exciting. So, as I said, you can't overlook the market cap, even if we're in the billion range. Honestly, we're not being paid by the project, and I'm not personally invested. I'm just watching from the sidelines. But if you look at the growth, it's pretty wild. It definitely stands out. So it's quite conceivable. Just like people used to say with those typical phrases, if only you had bought Bitcoin back then, or hey, if only you had bought Ethereum at $4 and now it's at a completely different value. Or what I can say from experience is, if only you had bought Solana at $10, which wasn't long ago, or I bought it at 30, and now it's really nice to see what's happening. So we'll have to wait and see, but we do have some forecasts here. So feel free to write in the comments what you think, or if you're invested in SUI yourself. But you can definitely see records being broken here. We're now just under the last all-time high. So why not suddenly see double-digit dollar values and maybe even a few X's popping up? Nobody knows. Just look at Ripple. Nobody would have thought that thing would suddenly come back from the shadows. And SUI is a totally fresh project that hasn't really experienced a bull run like this yet, so please don't forget that. Now let's talk about something else. Because I posted a video yesterday about Ethereum, and the price looked completely different back then. I predicted, hey, by the end of this year, we'll hit the all-time high. So people haven't really clicked on it that much, probably because some thought, okay, let's wait and see. So if you're interested in the video, check it out. It might make sense because we are indeed just before the K mark, and this rise has been quite massive. But what I want to get to now is my grid bot, because it has really suffered. I would have been liquidated theoretically if I hadn't set it up to add more funds. I was here yesterday at the peak. Please hold on at, I think, 125 or 105 and 30%. And now look, yeah, there's still a negative value here. But like I said, yesterday it was, I believe, a 3-digit dollar amount. And now suddenly we're in a very manageable size. And now it gets exciting because this buddy really needs to jump into the positive. And then we could see a completely different profit value here because he bought nicely when it went down and sold when it went back up. That's what makes these bots really fun, and indeed they also provide passive income. I just want to very quickly show you how the number of users using these grid bots has shot up. So it's just going up and up and up, and especially for those who say, well, I don't really feel like diving deep into this with trading here and trading there, just let a bot run. It can work out well, but it can also go the other way. I've experienced that myself. But definitely, if you look at the history here, I'm curious to see what kind of profits we might have if Ethereum continues to rise. But if you look at the past bots, here we had 16%. That was a test round I did. Here we were at 42% within 23 hours. Wow, that was nice. And here too, we had 32%. The bot has been running for a longer time. So as I said, we'll have to wait and see. By the way, I'm in this with my own capital, just to make that clear again. 2001, and I still say that this whole thing can also backfire, so don't go overboard with the X values one with the leverage. Sometimes, yeah, if you overdo it, you'll get liquidated, and then the money is gone in the end. Let's be clear about that. What I could get for you as a bonus here, this won't last long, is this deposit bonus. That means depending on how much you deposit, if you, for example, if you deposit $300, you'll get a $300 USDT bonus from PioneX. I personally think it's a cool thing because, of course, running the bot with $100 is different than running it with $1,000 or $2,000. So that's something to think about. By the way, you also get the bonus if you, for example, if you put $1,000 in, then you'll get $300. It's obviously less in relation to if you're working with $300. I think that's pretty logical. As I said, just take a look at the whole thing, 1,000, how long the period is. It's a limited time frame. You sign up here, go through KYC too, and then it will be delayed. Please, this is really important information because many are writing, I haven't received the bonus yet. By the way, if you haven't received the bonus yet but have been signed up for a few days, please message me on Telegram. There's also the link to my group. I'm active there too, so just message me there and I'll manage it. We also have an official PioneX support exclusively for Uptrend. So from that perspective, the lady can also respond accordingly if something isn't working. So much for that topic, so maybe secure the bonus. Now, just a quick note about the raffle draw from yesterday's video. As I said, the clicks are a bit low, so maybe take another look. It could be quite interesting. We received quite a few comments, 1,000. So let's fire up the raffle drum and see who has won. Congratulations. Yes, okay, I can answer that question directly now. So you registered through my link, but you didn't click on the link. Please message me on Telegram either way. So, first of all, that you get your prize, so congratulations right away. And then, of course, write me the info again straight away because then I will refer you to the support, or feel free to check that out for yourself too, so you can get the $100 credited for the bot. So we'll definitely make that happen. I'm pretty sure about it. So, and now we're going to quickly start the new new raffle. Here's an original sealed letter. And by the way, if you're looking for a cool DEX, a cool exchange to trade on, I can highly recommend BitMEX. So you can also secure a 25 voucher when you sign up. Check down there in the description. You'll need it for the raffle anyway. And now we have 100, which means 150 BitMEX tokens are being raffled off. How can you win them? Leave a quick comment down here. What do you think about SUI? What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the grid bot? Have you tested it out yet? Have you already secured the bonus? So I'm really curious about that, and let's just discuss it. Otherwise, if you want to keep going, feel free to join our Telegram group. See you in the next video. Until then, all the best. 2001.